my hair.
Hi guys, how are you? We got crazy hair going on. So I wanted to do a little intro video. I got a new phone. I had a piece of like fuzzy going. Oh. I got a new phone because when we got back from Disney, my phone erased 2 videos of Natalie, my niece, and I couldn't get them back. The phone I had before this one was an S5, so I finally got my upgrade. So now I'm playing with this camera. But anyways, me and Heather wanted to check in because we're going to upload some of the videos that are from Disney. It's mainly parades and fireworks.
It's all the good shows.
And an intro of us going to California Adventure.
Yeah.
We didn't record a lot because it was very, very crowded. Right, babe?
Yeah, and there wasn't a plan.
There wasn't a plan, and we never knew like when to record, and there was just like a lot of people and a lot going on. It was me and Heather's first time there in October, so we were just kind of like looking at things and not realizing like, oh, we should totally video this.
Yeah. And
then so the first day was Sunday. We got there. We landed, went to the hotel, went straight to the parks, and left and went to bed.
Yeah.
But when we were there, we did some rides, and the biggest ride that we did that day was Haunted Mansion Holiday.
It was so cool.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then, anything else? We saw the Hayes family.
Yeah, on the first day we did see the Hayes family.
And
over by the castle. And then we saw them again at Fantasmic and actually got a picture and talked with them a little bit.
Yeah.
And we met Mark.
Yeah, we met Mark, who's also
part of the Hayes family, I guess you could say.
It's
he's a cast member.
Yeah, he works there, so they know him, and then he ended up taking our photo.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then we also saw him on Tuesday, the Halloween party.
Yeah, he was the one who was letting people into Toontown.
Yeah, so he was letting us into town for the Halloween party. So we said hi to him then.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he remembers us, but we said hi.
We said hi.
What else happened on the first day? Because we didn't really...
I don't know.
Nothing, really.
No.
The second day, we went to California Adventure. All the fast passes were gone. Cars Land just opened when we got there. But it was already at, what, an 75 minute wait.
Because they had shut it down, but the people in the queue were still there.
Yeah, and then there's no fast passes.
No. But DCA always, their fast passes go very quick. And then there's no going to the end of the line or the exit for disabled people because they're ADA set up. So
yeah,
you don't get special fast pass for that either, where in Disneyland, because of Jessica, we had to do that often.
Yeah, we had to
go in the queues.
So we would go to the exit line.
The chair can't go in the queues, yeah.
Yeah, and the guy at California Adventure said because they were built in like 2001.
Yeah.
Or something like that, that they're up to code for wheelchair accessible.
In 1955, there was no such thing as the ADA yet.
Yeah.
So... Which we understood. It just was like...
harder at DCA.
Yeah, and almost...
the wait times.
They would have said something at the City Hall. Because they had said that you set it up here and it's good for both parks. But in all reality, they should have said that California Adventure was already set up ADA-wise so that... you know, we need to get over there and get fast passes for rides if we wanted them, I guess. But who knows? They could have said that and it just wasn't communicated to us the right way.
Yeah. So that was day 2. Sorry, the cat was eating my new charger and I had to get that charger because it's new. It's only a day old. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know if you can see this. Elliot. Yeah.
He's a monster.
He's now eating a dryer sheet.
Oh, lovely.
I got it, though.
For his stomach. He's such a crazy cat, you guys. He eats
Everything.
like whatever he wants. He thinks it's either has to go in his mouth or under the bed. So we don't even know what's under the bed.
Come here, say hi. That was like on cue.
Mm-hmm.
If I asked him to do it again, he'd probably be like,
He'll probably smack the phone.
okay, so I am going to upload this one, and then the next video you'll see is us about to go to California Adventure. So that's where the videos start. And then the last video you'll see is Natalie singing the Mickey Mouse song her way. There would have been more to that video, but my phone decided to delete the dining, right? The Mickey's kitchen.
Yeah.
So I don't have any more videos of that because my phone took it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're gonna start these little mini Disney vlogs. Soundstational Parade and what was the other one called?
Halloween.
The Halloween fireworks show.
But the Halloween something parade.
Oh yeah, the Halloween parade.
It's not very good because we had to sit so far away, but we'll at least put on what we have.
Disney said this is a seating area. You could hear my sister, or was it you yelling? I think you could hear Heather yelling, "Sit down in the front row," because it was seating only. And this guy was like, "Come to the front."
And then he said,
And then he sat down.
In front of me. But the whole section had strollers. I don't know. It was just odd. Like, we probably, if we went there again, wouldn't sit right there for the parade if we wanted to see the parade.
But it was very cool to be there for the fireworks. So we were right in
Right.
front of the castle, which was amazing. But
Basically, what you want to do is you want to go there for the fireworks. Who cares that the parade's going on? Then go to the last parade.
Yes.
Because it's the same. And then go down by Small World.
Sorry,
and
guys.
sit there so that you can see it from the front on.
And then we ended up running into it when we were walking.
Right, that's what I mean. So,
But I tried to video it, but it's not a good angle. I'm kind of like to the side so you can't see the front of anything.
and they stuck us, like, as soon as we got there, they started putting rope up and we're like, go over there. And we're like, oh, okay. But
Disney is really good about passing out candy. They have trick-or-treat trails and candy stations. So many. And they give you this tiny bag. And we're like,
we got so much in Toontown alone that we didn't even trick-or-treat in any of the other lands.
yeah, next
None of
time
them.
I know to bring a pillowcase.
Yes.
Or a way
like,
bigger bag.
A big bag. Because they're awesome, yes. And Toontown was fun because we did go through the houses and they had tons of the things set up there.
Yeah.
But, like, as we were walking down by Frontierland, there was, like, 7 or 8 other trick-or-treat trails. We went to Critter Country. There's, like, 10 down there. And we're like, we don't have anything to put candy in.
We
We're
have
just
no
not going to go.
room.
So we did not go into any of the trick-or-treat trails. We just did Toontown and those 3 at the Pixie, or not Pixie Hollow, but the, down there by the theater.
Oh yeah, down by down by Magical Map. Mickey and the Magical Map. There was more trails
We went
there.
down the trail there, got those, but by the time we got those,
Hold that for a second.
there
I'm sorry, guys.
really was nowhere to put any more candy. We had nothing. I mean, we could have taken Natalie out of her stroller and been like, throw it in the stroller seat. But yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, it would have been cool to go to the other trails, but we just didn't have anything to put candy in.
Sorry. So yeah, it was fun. It was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, home.
It was 90 degrees and hotter every day. Loved that.
And then we got home and it was downpour rain.
And a windstorm.
And a windstorm.
That
and
was
rain.
not fun.
And then, oh my god, funny story. We were at the airport and this guy told Heather, "Can you put your bag in the size checker?" So Heather's like, "What?" And it wasn't even like her bag was big. It was a little puffy because of clothes.
It's when we were boarding.
Heather puts it
It's when we were boarding. It was like we were already done with every other check.
But she stuck it in the size checker
And
it wouldn't go down. So he's like, "Can you, what do you say?
He
Can
goes,
you make it fit?"
Can you, just squish it, like push it in? And he touches like this. He's like, and I go, well, push it in. He's like, no, you. And so I went, boom, boom, with both my hands. So I punched it shut because all it was clothing. I just didn't fold it, you know? So I punched it. See that little dot on my finger? No, don't move the camera. That's my war wound that I have left because I punched the crap out of it. Gets in there and he's like, okay. And so I lift it back up and I'm like, that was stupid. I was like, it fit. Like, it already fit. Then we get on the plane. We're sitting in our seats and we look over and this guy's trying to shove his shit into the overhead.
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit. And I'm like, I bet you he didn't get stopped up there and asked to fit it in the little square.
I think it was like a random bag check. But it was to see Heather beating up her bag in the corner of the boarding tunnel. And she's like kicking, like, you didn't kick it, did you?
No.
She was like punching her own bag. It fell in. But the guy who brought his bag on, it didn't even fit in the overhead bin. It was like poofy. He's like jamming it in there.
He punched his own bag to fit it into the overhead. And I was like, see, like that. That should have got checked in. That did not fit in the thing.
No.
It was one of those expanded ones, and he had it expanded.
It was so funny. Heather's like, and then we're like making fun of her. We're like, excuse me, ma'am, can you refold your bag?
Yeah.
Could you repack your bag? Like, who does that? Oh, nuts. Anyways, it was fine. It was hot. We rode some rides. We had 2 churros. We had a galactic churro. It was really good. But yeah, so okay. What else happened on our trip?
Only the best thing ever.
Oh, sorry. What happened?
Oh, you know, I was sitting there watching a parade, and I turned around, and
I told her about the plaids.
yeah. And that you always check to see who's in between the plaids because it could be someone famous. So all weekend, of course, we didn't see anyone famous. We were just like, oh, okay, there are families who can afford the plaid.
Yeah, do tours and stuff like that.
So I am the only one paying attention at this point.
I was afraid.
The rest of this, it was over.
Right, we were talking and you're looking behind you.
Okay, so everybody's yapping and I'm only the one paying attention. And I look over and I'm like, oh, there's plaid. Who's in between them? And I see who it is.
Who is it, babe?
Shush, don't say. And I grab Elizabeth's arm and I'm squeezing it. And finally she's like, you're hurting me. All bitchy like. And then I look right in her face like, look at me. And I go, that is Adele. And we saw Adele.
We got to see Adele.
Yeah, exactly.
She was in a black and white striped dress and a birthday hat on.
And big old sunglasses.
Her son's birthday.
Her son turned 5 on the 19th.
Yeah.
So they went to Disneyland. And they were walking over to the Small World. So.
And then her bodyguard kept watching us because Heather went up to a plaid. And I walked with her and the plaid smiled and Heather asked, I know we're not supposed to ask, but... What do you say? We're not supposed to approach her, right?
I said, we can't approach, can we? And the plaid shook her head and was like, no. And I said, okay. So I did walk away. But then I figured out that the gift shop is where the exit is. So I thought, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait till she exits. But then...
like the boat comes around.
Fans that don't know how to be quiet, her mother, you be quiet. Her and her mother, they sit down and her mom clearly, well, I want to see Adele. And I was like, well... here he comes over there, and he stayed by me for the whole time because he did not want me to take a picture or see her or nothing. So then finally we were like, okay, we'll just go into Toontown because when she was exiting and she was in the boat, she had pulled her hat down, covered her face because they told whoever in the boat with her that somebody had recognized her. But
the whole park recognized her. We just made it obvious that she was there.
She's just trying to cover her ass and her mom's ass.
I went into a Small World gift shop and I was like, they do penny presses here. And they also, there's a stairwell that leads to the back. So like you can see the other part where the boats come in. So Heather could have went up there because there was only one plaid up there. And I was taking a picture of a Small World. But man, a Small World ride is 12 minutes long. So her coming took forever. But she came out. But yeah, she hit her face. But we saw Adele. We did get a photo of her. As she was boarding, as she was boarding, right?
She was in line.
She was in line.
She got behind those bushes that are cut, you know, or sculptured.
Yeah. So Heather got a photo of her.
I did.
But she has good eyesight. She saw the Hayes family from afar.
Yep.
Then my sister saw Malia from afar at Fantasmic, and then Heather saw Adele.
And then
Who walked right behind us, and I was not paying attention.
And then I saw Malia and Ashley and DCA also meeting Minnie Mouse when we were barely even in the gate. I was like, oh, look, there they are again. But we didn't really want to keep bugging them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were there for fun also. And us were like, we get so excited because we feel like they're famous. So, and Malia is a famous princess, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But it was way cool because they were super, super sweet anyway. And I really feel like after Fantasmic, if we had time, that they would have sat there and talked to us. But we didn't have time because as much as we had way too many people to just sit and talk with people because everybody needed to catch up with everybody. And
yeah.
if we would have stayed behind,
nice
either they would have had to wait or they would have left and then been like, well, where are you guys? So, but they are the sweetest people. Sweetest. Ashley is super sweet.
Super
and
nice, yeah.
Zach, he was really funny because he was doing something on his phone, so he's like, yeah, hi, just a second, and then finally he's like, okay, I'm sorry, and he put his phone away and then said hi to us. But they're way sweet.
The cats are being demonic. I did write a message to the Hayes family telling them that we were sorry for running up on Malia's stroller. So if you're watching this vlog, we really are sorry.
Yeah.
And that probably was like, why are these girls running up to us? But we were excited.
As soon as we said, we're from Washington, Ashley right away was like, hi. Like,
Yeah.
I think it clicked like, oh yeah. And then, like I said, Zach was on his phone, so he really wasn't paying too much attention yet. Until when he figured it out, he was like, did you guys drive? Did you do this? You know.
We flew this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were supposed to meet him this summer, but Malia didn't feel good.
But that's okay because we got to see her. And she opened up her stroller and she's like, hi, and closed her stroller back down. She was so cute.
It was lunchtime and it was really hot. Again, it was really hot.
Like in the 90s, feeling like 100.
And they had just gotten out of Magical Map or Fantasy Fair, one of those two.
Fantasy Fair, the Rapunzel show.
Yeah. And so she flips up the blanket that's on top of her stroller and she goes, hi. Puts her hand back in, puts it down. And Ashley's like, she's really hungry. She's really grumpy. It's hot. You know, she's being 4. And we were like, we get it. And then she like flipped it up again real quick and like looked at us, but then put it back down. And so we were just like, it's fine.
She's 4.
Yeah, like, yeah. And then when we saw them at Fantasmic, Leah was dancing and everything. Well, then when we went to ask for a picture, she really got almost like scared that her mom made a promise that she wouldn't keep because her mom said she could play with her toys. Then and then we asked Zach like, oh, can we get a picture or whatever? And Zach's like, yeah, come on. And she thought she wasn't get to play with her toys. So at first she didn't even want a picture, and she's like, no, but almost like you said.
Yeah.
But then when she figured out like, oh, I do get to still sit here play with my toys, you know, she was like, okay.
It's super cute. If you ever watch a lot of YouTube, check out the Hayes family vlogs. Malia has alopecia, and she's just a sweet little 4-year-old. Then they're really fun to watch, and they do a lot of Disney vlogs. Yeah. And
they get to do a lot of stuff, so it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you want to watch a home video style, you can watch See Ya Real Soon, because they're really good. Because they don't talk to the camera, they're talking to each other, and it's like you're just watching them.
But theirs are at Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World, but they did go to Disneyland twice.
Yeah, but they don't do them anymore. They have a son.
But still fun to watch. And then, yeah, so, anything else you want to add?
No.
You guys, I have something to add. Remember those buttons I told you I was going to find when me and Heather were driving in the car, and I was like, oh, I need to find these buttons? I found them in the closet. So, I got a little box, and then eventually we're going to pin the rest of them to the roof of her car, and then we'll video them, and then we'll show you what they were. Because I dug, and I knew I had bought some, so I added 3 more to it recently. And we have Halloween little buttons. And Goofy's kitchen button. Anything else, babe? Are you done?
Yeah.
You have nothing else to say
We need
to
to
our
find
friends?
that Jungle Cruise map.
Oh,
We got our maps.
We got off the Jungle Cruise, and Heather's like, our map. So we went back and we asked, can we have a map? And he made us do what kind of sound?
He goes,
monkey?
if you make a sound like a monkey. And we both at the same time, we were like,
Ooh.
and he totally handed us. It was funny because he was just like, perfect.
And then Sarah's like, I want what they have.
She goes, I'm jealous. I want what they have. And then he's like, okay, you have to.
No, he said, do you want a rustic looking map?
Oh, yeah.
And he crumpled it.
Yeah, he's like, brand new map or rustic? And she's like, oh, rustic. So he starts crumpling it up and opening it and crumpling it up and opening it. And he's like, there you go, rustic.
And she's like, to burn the edges?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have a map too, but it's not in the best condition.
Right.
And then we got 2 maps, because one for each of us.
Ask her where they are.
I think they're in my bag that I packed. Because I put all the papers in there. So they should be in there.
They should be.
They should be.
Hopefully.
They're in there.
Otherwise, we have to go back.
And that's for the map.
Yeah.
And if you ride a Mark Twain riverboat and you go up to the very top to the captain's quarters, you can ring the bell, sign a guest book, and you get a certificate.
If they're not understaffed.
Yeah, because when me and Heather went, we asked, and they said,
super understaffed.
we're understaffed, we can't do that this time. So we're like, but, yeah. Anything else? Are you sure?
The gingerbread is not on there.
The gingerbread's not on where?
No, my short that you were fixing is not on the camera.
Oh, okay.
The shirt. But
her shirt was filled up and I was trying to pull it down.
Yeah.
Just checking.
In the Haunted Mansion, the gingerbread house smells like gingerbread. It smells so good.
That was our first time ever doing Haunted Mansion Holiday. And you go through the ballroom scene, and they have a gingerbread house in there, and all of a sudden, like, this air comes through.
And this gingerbread smell.
It smells like gingerbread.
And that house is real.
Yes, and they tell you how they make it. It's like, every year it's a different, and it's like, so many eggs were used, and they tell you like how it was used. They don't tell you during the ride, but.
And then the Christmas tree in the ballroom scene is super big and pretty.
Yeah, it's just crazy
well,
how
pretty, but Halloween up. You know.
It's crazy how they transformed Haunted Mansion Holiday from the normal Haunted Mansion, because it's like 2 different rides, even though you're in the same building.
Yeah.
It's just
like everything
crazy.
original is still playing in there.
Yeah,
And
but the overlays are made
of what's it called? Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, and then my baby sister's handicapped, so when we went, she's in a wheelchair, so a cast member actually sits in the buggy in front of her, and when we get to the very end, the cast member jumps out and tells us to stay seated, and we get to go through behind the scenes and back to the entrance, and then they stop us to get out, because there's no exit. We have to go up the same way we came down.
Yeah. So we
have to
actually rode the elevator up.
Which was also cool. We had to see the pictures close versus being a drop down.
Yeah. But it was really cool actually, because we were like, well, now how do they know? You know, like, we're going to have to tell them, like, hold on, she's disabled. So we have to wait. And then all of a sudden we hear this, like, somebody jumping. And it was a cast member jumping out and then going, okay, stay. And I was like, oh my gosh, she totally rode the ride with us. And
it was
we
cool.
didn't even know it. You
and
know?
we're like, okay, we'll stay.
Yeah.
And there's like a little Sally saying, like, whatever she says, come back. I'm assuming like the little lady.
We didn't get to go that
but
way,
we didn't get to go that way. But we saw a little Sally and then the normal Sally that they added to the ride.
But it's super interesting to go, oh, that's how, because, you know, in Haunted Mansion, the buggies are on track.
Yes.
They just go around. They're
like a conveyor belt.
You know what I mean? They're all connected. And they just go. There's no, like, opening. And so where you would exit to go up that elevator ramp or escalator ramp, you stay on and it puts you between, there's a curtain and a wall and it's lit.
Yeah.
And you go that way. And then all of a sudden you come back down a hill, a little tiny hill, and you're at the entrance of the line. And you're just like, oh.
So cool.
It is way cool to think about, because you're like, yeah, they are popping out from somewhere. Yeah. You know, they got to keep coming around. And when they come around to the entrance, they have to be empty. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. And then what else Ariel is the same. Ariel basically is the same concept as Haunted Mansion. Those shells run like that. But Ariel's comes back to the entrance after you see King Triton.
Yeah.
There's no...
You pass a little exit. But
you're exiting as people are entering.
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't have to tell that story about that other girl. It's okay.
Someone got hurt.
Somebody got hurt on Little Mermaid when they were exiting, and so
they closed the
they
ride
closed
down.
the ride and got everybody out. And,
We don't know what happened. We just know someone was hurt.
Yeah.
Um.
And then what's another one that was really cool exit that they stopped and
Pooh?
no, we stayed on Pooh twice in a row because she wanted to do it again.
Yeah, Pooh's cool.
Yeah.
Pooh's very bright, very vibrant colors. It's nice.
I
can't remember what.
There was something else that they stopped for her because they had to stop it, and we walked on.
I know those two. Those
That's
ones
all
are
I can think of too that are on the belts, but yeah.
Jessica likes the certain rides. She likes to do them a lot.
What's the other one she did again?
She did Winnie the Pooh twice.
In a row.
And then she liked Haunted Mansion Holiday, but we only did that one time.
She wanted to do it again, but you can't.
Yeah, it's not like they can.
You can't ask them.
You have to get back out.
Can she ride again?
Yeah.
And especially, well, I bet if it was Haunted Mansion, we could ask, can we ride again? But because it's Nightmare Before Christmas, the wait times and the fast passes were gone. We only got the disabled fast pass.
Yeah.
Because the regular fast passes were gone. But because it was that special Haunted Mansion, there's no way we could ask, can we ride again? Because there's so many people waiting for it.
That's the popular ride during Halloween.
Right, because it's a special one at that point in time.
Yeah.
We didn't get to go on Cars because their queue, like we said, was all yucky. And then their fast passes, I guess they were gone within like minutes of opening, which that happened to me in 2012 when it had first opened.
They sold out.
They sold out. Well, all these folks coming for Halloween who haven't gone on it ever, it's their time, they want to go on it. So the fast passes were gone for that too. But luckily, I've already been on it. At that point in time, when everybody was standing there, nobody in our little party wanted to go on it. So it was like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I'll ride it eventually. It's one of those things like right when you get to the park, you have to run to the fast pass area and then just pray you get one.
Especially at DCA.
Yeah. And we got there, they were just opening and gone. So that's okay. We went on Heimlich, and Heimlich smells really good too. You can smell animal crackers, watermelon. That's where we had 2 churros. And then we rode Little Mermaid. Monsters Inc. is always cute. I like the door scenes. That's so cool how they did the doors.
Yeah.
I think it's done by mirrors. Mirror reflects.
Something. It's way cool.
Guardians of the Galaxy looks really cool in person, but I don't ride drop rides like that, so that wasn't going to happen.
The outside of it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Although we could have went through the queue, and then right when we got there, you could always say...
I want to change my mind.
Yeah. So... I feel like if you ever want to see any of the Disneyland queues or California Adventure queues, just go and look. And once you get up there, you just ask them,
how do I get out?
I need to exit. I've changed my mind.
Yeah. Oh, another cool thing. Oh, we'd never seen Belle's Library. So we went to the animation studio and found that. And it's through the Sorcerer's...
print...
something.
Yeah.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, Sorcerer's... You guys know. We finally saw that. So that was really cute in there. And that's when you find out what Disney character you're like. And then there's like a little Peter Pan symbol that you saw. What was that? Walt Disney, where you spin the thingies and then it makes a bunch of pictures go around. Wow. And then we did Turtle Talk with Crush. And that would have been really cool if the people behind us wasn't yapping and like they're adults talking over the little kids and it just kind of like ruined everything. But Crush is always funny to me. He makes his little comments and it was, fun.
On the last day, after breakfast, I went back into Disneyland because I had a Hopper pass, and I went and did Abraham Lincoln all by myself. I love that, though. I could sit in that one over and over.
I've never done Abraham Lincoln. I tend to just bypass Main Street and start hitting up the lands. And while she was doing that, me and my mom walked around and we went through Paradise Pier.
They saw Stitch.
And I got to meet Daisy and Stitch.
Yeah.
And Mickey jumped in my photo. And Minnie was busy. But I've never seen Stitch, so I was super excited, and I was like,
that was way cool.
She's not even here,
I
and I met
there.
Stitch. So
I was watching Abraham Lincoln, but
that's cool.
that's all right, because when we went in July, I didn't get to watch Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
So
we had a day, so we were like, just trying to get what we wanted done.
This time I was like, okay, well, since you guys can't get back in the park until the party, I'm gonna walk over there by myself and go into Disneyland, and I'm gonna do Abraham Lincoln. So I did, and then I contemplated going on the train.
Oh, why didn't you go on the train?
Because I really thought I wasn't gonna have enough time to get back to the hotel in time, so I didn't do it this time. But the train is also one of my favorites. Basically, I'm all about old school Disneyland. Like, I'm the one who wants them to bring the People Mover back. I'm the one who, wants them to... I feel like Captain EO should still be down there in Tomorrowland, not like the new Star Wars stuff. But that's me. I'm just the old spirit that loves all those old ones.
Captain EO is really cool. I also like Honey, I Blew Up the Audience. It's really fun.
And I never got to see that one. But the cool thing about those two are... Because that's a 3D one also, right?
Yeah.
So, Captain EO and Honey, I Blew Up the Audience. That's by Kodak 3D. Now, it's different than 3D now. Because the Kodak 3D, where you have to wear the blue and the red glasses, it's almost like 4D. It's very much more realistic than the 3D nowadays. So you're absolutely trying to grab it just to see if you can touch it. Where nowadays 3D, it's kind of just, it almost is like an overlay,
4D is pretty cool.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But Kodak's 3D from back then in the 80s.
Hold that for a second.
I'm trying to explain something. I talk with my hands.
I know.
Anyway, it's way better. The 4D, Kodak's 4D with red or blue goggles.
Red or blue goggles. Isn't one side red and one side blue? Right?
That's what I said, red and blue goggles.
Oh, I thought you said one or the other, and I was like, well, aren't they both?
No.
Hmm. Anyways.
Now you're all quiet.
Oh! So, at Disney, we did not buy any souvenirs.
I got a hat.
Oh my gosh, Heather got a hat.
I guess, a little trinket-wise, we didn't buy nothing.
I took some pictures, and I took videos of what I could, and 2 videos got lost, and Heather got a hat, and we didn't get anything else.
We didn't get anything else, no.
No souvenirs, guys.
Well, so, the night that we went to California Adventure, they closed at 8.
Yeah.
We had all the time in the world to walk in downtown Disney and go shopping then, but nobody wanted to. But on the first night, I'm dying.
Oh, Heather's, what happened to you? Your back, right?
My knees and my back.
Yeah.
They were done, frozen. It felt like. That's where everybody want to walk into World Disney and go shopping. So I sat down on the steps. The night that we get out at 8 o'clock, everybody's all like, I'm tired. I want to go to the room. And I'm like, we have 4 hours to shop finally. Nope. So.
This is not trying to be a complaining video.
No,
so
I'm just saying. So it was like, okay, fine. So then we get to the hotel room. And guess what? Heather can't fall asleep. Why? Because it's only 8-something.
You know who did fall asleep?
This girl and her mother.
But
listen. So it's probably midnight. I fall asleep at midnight. This one, she'd been sleeping for 4 hours. So she wakes up. And guess what? She stayed up the rest of the night until the morning. She didn't go back to bed. At all.
And then, fast forward. We go to the Halloween party. And we're in our costumes. And I fell. Well, I tripped in the, what do they call those?
Those are the trolley tracks.
Trolley tracks. Tippy toe. Both feet. Hit inside my big toes, and then my ankles rolled.
And we were just talking about that little video on Facebook. Me at Disneyland. That guy who made that thing on Dreamers.
I was like, that is
and
so
I was like, that's
me.
so Elizabeth. She always finds them.
I bit it. And then we were eating dinner, and then my niece pushed me, and I didn't expect it.
Well, yeah, she totally went
And
Hulk on you.
she so hulked me, but I could have fell out of my chair because I fell back into it. But it was funny because I laughed because I totally would have bit it.
Yeah.
But the only people that would have saw would be like, you know,
Us.
them. So, but I didn't. But I totally did trip in those railroad tracks, and they hurt. Trolley tracks.
Mm-hmm. But
And then we thought my toes were bleeding, but
they're kind of unavoidable.
yeah. And that trolley does run up there. Cause like I never see it moving, but it does move up there.
But yes, they do.
Yeah.
You know, and those tracks out there on Main Street and stuff, those ones been there since opening, right? So they're not gonna ever go away.
Yeah.
And the horse pulley, is that what runs on those ones?
Main Street.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's what runs on those tracks, and then they just ride
The
horse.
omnibus is on those tracks.
No, it's not.
Yes,
the
it
omnibus
is.
is on wheels.
I swear it was on those tracks.
No, the omnibus,
Am I wrong? Is it not on
I
the
believe
tracks?
the omnibus has tires along with the convertible car. Those are both on tires, I believe. I don't think those run on tracks at all. I'm not sure though, but I really don't think they are because I swear they have rubber tires. Over at DCA, the trolley,
Yeah.
you know, the streetcar runs on those tracks. Yeah, how come we're not tripping on DCA's tracks?
I don't know.
It's only Disneyland's tracks we trip
don't know.
on. I think it's because we're looking at everything and we're like, ow!
And I totally just turned around and I was like, "Gah."
Yeah.
And I was like, babe, I'm totally that guy in that video.
So then we get back to the hotel that night, and she goes, my toesies hurt so bad. And I go, I know. So I said, sit right here, and I took her shoes off. And we see her little white socks, both her big toes. It's all red on her socks. And we're both like, oh no, because we were like, crap, she's been bleeding this whole time on her toes.
Yeah.
So I take it off all nice and slow. And she forgot she had red nail polish on. It had just been her nail polish
My
on
nail
her
polish
sock.
stuck
Oh.
to the sock when I fell, and
So- But we really got scared, like, oh my gosh.
I've been walking around with bloody feet all
her
day.
her two big tootsies are bleeding, you know. And then we started giggling because it was nail polish.
It's not nail polish.
Come on. Come here, stubborn.
Where are you? Kimba?
This little girl, the whole time we've been laying here, you guys have been making her stay out of the camera. And all she wants to do is come up here, so here she is.
This is Kimba.
This is Kimba. She's our little white kitty.
Yeah.
And the
So
other
Heather got her by default because the owner is a
she's
stupid
mine.
boy.
Yeah, I adopted her. And the two boys are somewhere, probably laying
This is
down.
Koa. Koa? He's shy.
Oh, gosh.
Alright guys, I think my video might be going out.
Yeah.
So we're going to end it and we'll see you in the next video. So
Say bye.
the next one will be us going to DCA. Okay?
Okay.
Say bye, babe.
Bye, babe.
Bye, babes. Bye.